English Leap Podcast.
From Speak English with Class.
Welcome back, everyone, to the English Leap Podcast. I'm Evan, and joining me as always is my amazing co-host, Erin. Erin, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic, Evan. I'm especially excited about today's episode. We're talking about something that has transformed both of our lives, learning to speak English fluently.
Absolutely. English is more than just a language. It's a passport to opportunities. Erin, do you remember when speaking English opened your first big door?
Oh, yes. It was during a job interview for a multinational company. The manager said, "Your confidence in speaking English is what sets you apart." That moment changed everything. What about you, Evan?
For me, it was traveling. I remember landing in a new country and being able to make friends, ask for directions, and even negotiate prices, all in English. It made me feel unstoppable.
And that's what today's episode is all about. We'll share a 21-day roadmap to help you feel the same confidence and fluency. And to make it even easier,
We've created something special for our listeners, a free PDF guide. Right, Erin?
that's right. It's a step-by-step guide to our 21-day plan, packed with tips, exercises, and resources. You can download it from the link in the description and follow along.
It's simple, practical, and totally free. So make sure you grab your copy. Now, let's dive into today's topic. Erin, don't you think the way we learned English in school has a lot to do with why so many struggle to speak fluently?
Absolutely, Evan. You know, let me share a story that I think many of our listeners can relate to.
Go ahead, Erin. I love a good story.
So, back in school, I had these friends who were amazing at English, top of the class. They could ace grammar tests, write perfect essays, and memorize answers like pros.
Sounds impressive, but let me guess. Speaking English was a different story?
Exactly. Whenever they were put in real-life situations, like introducing themselves or holding a conversation, they froze. They couldn't even say a few sentences confidently.
That's so common. I remember classmates who were just like that. They had the knowledge, but the moment they had to speak, it was like their minds went blank.
And you know why? It's because of how English is taught in schools. The focus is always on textbooks, rules, grammar, and rote learning. We're trained to pass exams, not to communicate.
Exactly. It's all about writing essays and filling in blanks. But when it comes to practical usage, like talking to someone, those lessons just don't help.
Exactly. But here's the good news. Speaking English is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned and practiced.
Absolutely. That's why we've crafted this 21-day roadmap. It's a step-by-step plan to take you from hesitant to confident. If you're ready to commit, this can transform your life.
We've divided it into 3 focused weeks. And remember, just like planting a tree, fluency takes daily care. Let's grow together.
Exactly, Erin. And before we dive into week 1, let's give our listeners a quick sneak peek into why this 21-day plan actually works. Isn't it amazing how structured practice can create lasting habits?
Oh, absolutely, Evan. Here's the thing. Research says it takes about 21 days to form a habit. Whether it's waking up early, working out, or in our case, speaking a new language, consistent effort over a few weeks rewires your brain. You start with small, manageable steps, and before you know it, you're building momentum.
Exactly. And this plan isn't just random tasks thrown together. It's designed to cover every aspect of speaking English: listening, practicing, applying, and building confidence. It's like building a house. You start with a strong foundation, then add the walls, and finally, the roof to make it solid.
And let's not forget the flexibility. This plan adapts to your pace. Even if you're a complete beginner or someone who knows a bit but freezes when speaking, these steps work. We've tried and tested them ourselves.
Right. So, if you've ever felt like you're stuck or English just doesn't click, trust this process. It's systematic and practical. And by the end of 21 days, you'll feel a noticeable change, not just in how much you know, but in how confidently you use it.
All right. With that said, let's not keep our listeners waiting any longer. Let's kick off with Week 1, Immersion and Familiarity.
All right. Week 1 is the foundation of your English-speaking journey. It's all about getting familiar with the language, listening, reading, and observing.
Exactly. It's like tuning your ears and mind to the rhythm of English. You're not aiming for perfection yet, just getting comfortable with how it sounds and flows.
Right? And the best part? You're surrounding yourself with English in ways that feel natural.
All right, so let's get this rolling. The first step, listening. Seriously, just listen to English as much as you can. Podcasts, audiobooks, YouTube videos. It's all about getting used to the sound of the language.
Exactly. And don't just stick to one type of content. Explore. I remember how BBC Learning English became my go-to. Their playlist, The English We Speak, was like a treasure chest of real-life phrases.
Wait, Evan. You forgot to mention our own podcast, English Leap Podcast. It's also a great option. We focus on slow, clear narration, perfect for beginners.
Oh, true. And you know what's the best part? That's not just us saying it. Our listeners rave about it in the comments. So make sure to pick podcasts that match your interest and dive in.
Okay, so listening is great, but what next? Shadowing. Ever heard of it?
Oh yeah, this one's fun. You basically repeat what the speaker is saying, word for word, like their shadow. It's a little awkward at first, but it works wonders.
Yeah, exactly. I used to shadow TED Talks. I'd pause, repeat, and mimic their tone. It's like karaoke, but for English.
I know what you mean. And Elsa Speak took it up a notch for me. It's like having a personal coach. It even corrected my pronunciation for tricky words like schedule and lettuce. Trust me, you'll feel like a pro in no time.
Okay, Evan. Quick question. What's one thing that helped you get comfortable with English faster?
Reading. No doubt about it. Pairing listening with reading made things click for me.
Exactly. When you read, you see the words, understand the context, and even improve your grammar naturally. Start with simple stories or subtitles on videos.
Yeah, I started with news in levels. It's like a gym for your brain. Stories written in different levels of difficulty. And oh, The Little Prince. Such a classic, with simple yet beautiful language.
Yes, and it's not just about books. Even a quick scroll through an English recipe or travel blog counts. The goal is to make English a part of your everyday life.
Okay, Aaron. Now let's talk apps. They're like pocket teachers, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Apps like Duolingo are amazing for vocabulary building. It's so fun. You'll forget you're learning.
Exactly. And Memrise. Man, that app is a gem. It adds cultural context to phrases. So you don't just learn words, you learn how to use them.
And, of course, Elsa Speak. Remember when I struggled with pronouncing desert and dessert? That app saved me from so many embarrassing moments.
Yeah, same here. Apps like these make practice interactive and less intimidating. Plus, they fit right into your schedule.
All right, here's the golden rule. Don't try to do it all at once. Start small.
And consistency is the secret sauce. Commit to just 20 to 30 minutes daily. No excuses.
Exactly. I broke my day into 3 parts. Podcasts in the morning, shadowing during lunch, and reading before bed. It made practice feel effortless.
And don't overwhelm yourself. The key is balance. Little steps every day lead to big improvements.
All right, moving on to week 2. This is where the magic really starts. It's all about practice and engagement.
Exactly. Now that you're familiar with how the language sounds, it's time to actively use it. This is the week where you start interacting with yourself and with others. That's what really helped me when I started.
Really? How did you put it into action?
Oh, texting. It's less scary than speaking. I started with simple messages to friends and joined language exchange groups online.
Exactly. Texting gives you time to think and compose your thoughts. And using tools like Grammarly helps you avoid common mistakes.
And here's a fun one. Talk to yourself. Sounds weird, right?
Ha ha ha, yeah, but it works. I used to narrate my day. Like, I'm making coffee now. It builds fluency and confidence over time.
Exactly. And recording yourself is even better. Apps like Descript can create subtitles so you can catch your errors and improve.
Right. One thing I loved was role-playing. Pretend you're ordering food at a cafe or booking a ticket.
Oh yeah, it's practical and fun. I remember using BBC's Real English for this. It's so helpful for everyday situations.
Another tip: observe and mimic. Watch interviews, movies, or even YouTube vlogs.
Yeah, I watched Charisma on Command. It's great for learning how people communicate confidently, not just what they say.
And here's a game changer: the 5x5 rule. Reach out to 5 people a day and start a conversation. It could be online or in person.
Yeah, I remember how scary it was at first. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And you'll be surprised how kind people are when you're making an effort.
Uh-huh.
All right. Quick recap. We've built the foundation in week 1, practiced using the language in week 2. Now it's time to take things to the next level. Real-life application.
Absolutely. Week 3 is all about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's time to build real confidence by actually speaking in real-life situations.
Right. This is the week to go out there. Attend events, meetups, or join clubs where English is the main language.
Exactly. I joined a book club, and it was the best decision ever. Talking about something you love makes speaking easier.
That's such a great idea. And here's another tip. Take every opportunity to speak. Whether it's a casual chat with a colleague or a quick call, those small moments add up and boost your confidence.
Yeah, and don't aim for perfection. Just aim to connect. People appreciate effort more than grammar.
Okay, here's a tough but rewarding one. Present something or perform at an open mic.
Exactly. I gave a short talk at a meetup, and though I was nervous, it boosted my confidence like nothing else.
Finally, reflect. Watch your recorded videos or listen to your voice. Identify what's improving and what still needs work.
And celebrate your progress. It's all about those small wins that keep you moving forward.
Absolutely. And you know, learning English isn't just about the language itself. It's about the opportunities it creates, the people you connect with, and the confidence you gain.
Exactly. Speaking of opportunities, Aaron, don't you think it's time we take a closer look at some of the key words we've mentioned today?
Great idea. Understanding these words deeply can really help. And who better to guide us through this than our brilliant co-host, Charlotte? Charlotte, over to you for the vocabulary breakdown.
Thank you, Aaron and Evan. Hey everyone, I'm Charlotte. I've been listening in and I've picked out some words that might need a closer look. Let's go over them one by one. Rote learning. Meaning: memorizing information through repetition without understanding its meaning. Example: in school, we relied on rote learning to pass exams, but it didn't help us apply the knowledge. Rave. Meaning: to talk or write about something with great enthusiasm or admiration. Example: she couldn't stop raving about the new cafe she discovered. It's her favorite spot now. Hesitant. Meaning: unsure or slow to act because of uncertainty or nervousness. Example: he was hesitant to raise his hand during the meeting, fearing his idea might not be well received. Sneak peek. Meaning: a brief look at something before it is fully revealed. Example: the movie trailer gave us a sneak peek into the thrilling plot of the upcoming film. Manageable. Meaning: something that can be handled or dealt with easily. Example: breaking your study schedule into small tasks makes it much more manageable and less stressful. Random. Meaning: something done without a specific plan, purpose, or pattern. Example: we took a random road trip last weekend and ended up discovering a beautiful little town. Familiarity. Meaning: a close acquaintance with or knowledge of something. Example: After spending a few weeks in the city, she gained familiarity with the local culture and language. Intimidating, meaning making someone feel nervous or less confident. Example, speaking in front of a large crowd was intimidating at first, but she soon found her rhythm. Overwhelm, meaning to feel buried under a large amount of tasks, emotions, or pressure. Example, the long to-do list began to overwhelm him, so he decided to tackle one task at a time. Pretend, meaning to act as if something is true when it isn't. Example, the kids love to pretend they're astronauts exploring a new planet in their backyard. Holding a conversation, meaning to engage in a spoken exchange of thoughts, ideas, or feelings. Example, he found it easier to hold a conversation with his neighbors once he learned a few common phrases in their language. That's it for our vocabulary breakdown. I hope these definitions and simple sentences help you feel more confident using these words. Now let's head back to Aaron and Evan.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. Those examples were super clear. I love how you gave us simple sentences right away. It makes these words feel instantly usable.
Yeah, that was really helpful. I'm sure our listeners now have a better grasp on the vocabulary we've been throwing around.
That's it for today's episode. Keep practicing and stay consistent.
And don't forget to subscribe to the English Leap podcast for more tips and motivation.
You've got this. See you next time.
Bye for now.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.